University of Education, Dr.MZahir, to come to the rostrum. Dr. Zahir completed his degree of Masters in Archaeology with a gold medal from the University of Peshawar in 2001. The Provincial Public Service Commission of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Province selected him as one of the youngest lecturers in 2002 in his province. He joined Hazara University in Mansehra as lecturer in 2007, and in 2008 he won a scholarship to pursue a PhD degree at the University of Leicester in the United Kingdom. Since 2001, Dr. Zahir has been extensively involved in different archaeological excavations and surveys, publications, and museum documentation and management projects, both in Pakistan and abroad. He has also worked in the development and implementation of the UNESCO project for the preservation of the endangered movable cultural assets of the Nara art in Pakistan. Besides his teaching and research responsibilities, Dr. Zahir has also teamed up with the production team from Pakistan Television as its lead researcher, scriptwriter, and presenter of the documentary series on the Chronicle of Buddhism. Dr. Zahir also serves as a consultant in archaeology to the Cultural Heritage Management Plan for the Andhra Pradesh Bank. Dr. Zahir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for a very extensive introduction. We know each other for the last almost good part of the last 2 decades, and she has been always there as a mentor to me, and I know her a lot. So thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful introduction. I don't deserve a lot of it, but thank you very much. So it has been a pleasure listening to our Chinese colleagues and our Pakistani scholars, especially to DG, CTAC, to Dr. Vishal and Yaman and to our Chinese colleagues. So it was wonderful to listen to your talk. I would like to give you a perspective of our relationship with China. So, as an archaeologist, I know and I believe that we have everything for human body or body, it has a history. Whatever we are wearing, it has a history. Whatever we are using, it has a history. Whether we are speaking or listening, it has a history. And there is a development of these linkages within us and with our interaction with the outside world. We are shaped as a species in our interaction with the landscape and the environment around us and with the people. So, of the same species and of the different species. So, with this, I would like to start my presentation. This presentation mainly takes it from my recent publication that I have done in the northwestern Pakistan. I have been involved with exploration and excavation in northern Pakistan for the last 2 decades. Thanks to the different organizations I worked, especially to water, for providing me opportunity to work in both the Yamil Varsha Dam and the Darsu Hydro in northern Pakistan. So we all know that Pakistan has got a geography. We are geographically connected and we are part of the wider South Asian context. Within this South Asia, we are a modern state that developed 75 years ago, but we have a very long history of existence as a geographical entity. And this geographical entity was always conducive or important to the outside world. In this geographical region, there is a new initiative that has been taken, which we are celebrating. It's called the Belt and Road Initiative of the President and it is going to replicate the ancient project that had, without possibly, there was some patronage from the government, but it had independently of the government as well. There was a people-to-people relationship in the past that was instrumental to the flow of ideas, to the flow of goods, to the flow of humans and into the flow of material culture from not only from Pakistan but also from China. This relationship has a different version, but I chose to start from where we started as a species living in an organized way, in a settlement, in villages, and then we started our city. So the first thing that we have done was, as a species, when we were successful, is to domesticate crops. So we domesticated wheat, farmland, millet in the past. So the first domestication of the domestication, of course, happened in the Near East, and we have datable evidence that this happened around 11,000 years from now. And then we have the domestication of rice and millet happened in China from 7,000 around 7,000 BC in China, and from China onwards, and from Near East, these two crop cereals that disseminated and spread into the world. Now, through our archaeological research, we have identified that on the Silk Road there were a lot of nodes, a lot of important places where people would gather, where melting of culture, where melting of religion, where melting of languages, where melting of ideas happened. And some of them, for example, this area within Pakistan was the most important aspect of the Silk Road in the past. So we have the cultivation of rice in SAsia. It is only through the spread from China that we have rice. And it happened, we have evidence of the rice husk, the names of the rice from different archaeological regions of Pakistan. The earliest evidence from the Neolithic sites of America, and we have evidence from India. But the latest evidence coming out from the Neolithic sites in the Kashmir region under Indian control are very exciting, and we are looking forward to much more research in the future. So rice only became available to us through trade or to the movement of people from China. And this rice was also the precursor of the exchange of material culture. So for example, harvesters, from where they were harvesting the rice, these are very similar to the harvesters found in China in the Neolithic time period. Neolithic is a time where humans started settlement, where they domesticated animals, where they domesticated plants, and they started earlier, etc. Then the recent discoveries from Indian Kashmir indicates that millet, bajra, one of the most important cereal crops in the past, was domesticated from China, transferred from China into South Asia. And this transmission of plants, material culture happened within certain geographical regions. So, for example, rice initiated in the Altai region and in this area of China. So near the Mongolian border and in the Yellow River area of China. And from there it traveled around even reaching to the Bengal or the Kutch area within South Asia. We have evidence for that. The most important evidence comes for the domestication of plants or linkages with China come from the Indus Valley civilization. You know that Indus civilization is one of the most important civilization in the world. It spread across different countries in South Asia. It was the most peaceful and the most geographically wider spread civilization in the world. Within this civilization, we see that the civilization this was a very widely geographically spread civilization. Within this, there were large cities with amenities, with huge public buildings and with its own art, craft, and script. So this was a major contribution to humanity from South Asia, and within this we have the first evidence of silk. So this is probably the silk comes from one of the cities which is very near to us. It's called Harappa. So from Harappa we got the necklace, and within this necklace over here there are the remains of silk thread. This silk thread does not come from domesticated silkworm, but it comes from wild plant. But this silk is very long, so restoration and updating. So it was very the plantation of the silk industry started in South Asia much before than the very calibrated dated in China. So as silk is to China, China is to silk, but we have our own silk, so we can always claim that we have independent introduction of silk in South Asia, and evidence from Harappa. Then the most important transition between China and Pakistan happened in this region of Pakistan, also known as Gandhara. This Gandhara is basically a river valley. There are two rivers, one coming from Swat and the other coming from the Gao River. And it is the very within it, where hundreds of archaeological sites have been found, and within these hundreds of archaeological sites, we had thousands and thousands of Buddhist art specimens which adorn the museum, the major museums in the world, including the Lahore Museum, the Peshawar Museum, the Victoria and Albert Museum, the British Museum. You name a museum and they will have collections of art specimens from this. This art was basically a Buddhist in nature. And to study this art, we had students coming up, monks coming up from China. We have records of multiple Chinese coming into this region to study Buddhism, to learn the language, to understand the art and architecture, and to take specimens of books, sculptures, and architectural specimens and replicate it in China. So these are some of the Chinese monks that we have been able to record. Most important of these are these two or three, possibly Panyan, Guangdong, and Beijing from China. So they came from different areas. So we had people coming to Gandhara from 2nd century BC earlier until 8th century AD just to learn Buddhism. So Gandhara was all about art and architecture and large cities. So we have very large cities. Dubala is one of the most ancient cities in South Asia. And then we have the UNESCO World Heritage Sites of Takhtubani. And from there we have thousands and thousands of Buddhist sculptures coming up. These sculptures also had Chinese influence. So the Chinese artists were not only taking material culture from Gandhara or from northern Pakistan back to China, but they were also influencing the art and architecture of the Gandhara region as well. So we have specimens of dragon, and then we have the Chinese representation. Then we have the Tibetan influence. Tibet in the past was a separate entity, it was a separate geographical political entity in rivalry with China throughout its history. But now it is part of China, so the Tibetan influence is also visible in some of the sculptures in Pakistan, and we have been studying them for quite some time. Same influences can be seen in different rock arts in northern Pakistan. So this comes particularly from a region which is called Little Tibet in the past. So it comes from a village near Skardu. It's called the Masjid Buddha, and it has influences of some of the artists were inspired by Tibetan representation. We had scripts, the history of scripts goes back, the hierarchical history goes back in this part of the world almost for 5,000 years. For 5,000 years they were literate. We people in South Asia. But the earliest evidence comes from Indus civilization side, but this script ये जो दिखाई है Indus script की वो हम नहीं पढ़ सकते, so it is undecipherable system. The only deciphered script that is called Farushki comes from Iranian origin, and this is the earliest script developed आज से 2600 साल पहले ये दिखाई जाती गई थी ईरान में, and this we can read it as an archaeologist. We can read it. So the Chinese who were coming to this part of the world, they were also taking specimens of this writing to China. So this specimen that you know are seen, there are 3 specimens. They were discovered in a place called Iran, and it has been published in the 20th century. It is dated from the 2nd to 3rd century AD. So some 2000 years ago, people from China or somebody from China came to northern Pakistan, learned the script, took it back probably, or he replicated it in the past. This transmission was not one way, there were 2-way transmission. So recently one of our professors, Professor Muhammad Hasim Khan, has established that there was a script or Puri. The script has not been deciphered as yet, but he believes that the origin of this script or the writing is linked with the Chinese script. So this script that was used in Gandhara, in the Peshawar Valley, had its origin probably in the Chinese script. Now we have, this comes from my work that I have done. It's called the proto-historic cemeteries, graveyards in northern and northwestern Pakistan that have been documented by archaeologists like myself. So I have documented or excavated some of these sites in northern Pakistan. This is excavation with my students in the Chitral region some time ago. Within these proto-historic settlements, we are discovering hundreds of human skeletons, and these skeletons we are studying through ancient DNA studies and also through material culture analysis. In one of these excavations, we have found that humans, or especially infants or children, they were buried in pots. This is very unique to the area of Chitral region, and these are very preserved specimens, and we use these specimens for extraction of ancient DNA, one of which led to a paper in Science on this area. So there are different varieties of burials in the past, and these days they date from about आज से 3500 साल से लेकर 4000 साल पहले थे, अभी तकरीबन 400-500 साल तक ये कंटिन्यू करते हैं within the northern areas of Pakistan. Within these graves, we found probably a lady from China who migrated to Chitral region, and she was found with material culture of the Tang dynasty. So you can see when we were excavating it, there are Chinese finds, Tang dynasty finds, and the material culture was still intact. So some of the material culture is directly linked to China. For example, these times are datable to 750 AD, 751 AD to be sure. In 750, Tang dynasty invaded Chitral, and they defeated Tibetan army residing over there and established their roots and a kingdom in that region. And they also established a garrison in Gilgit region, which continued until to accept the sovereignty of China until 1850s. Within the northern areas of Pakistan, from which the Silk Route, the ancient Silk Route passed, and which connected Central Asia, the Taklamakan area, and China, southern China, with Central Asia. We have conducted archaeological exploration and excavation in the last 10 years or so, and we have documented hundreds of rock art sites and hundreds of settlements. This is quite new, unpublished data sets that I'm sharing with you. Along the Indus River, we have previous explorations in the region have identified primarily rock art sites, and they believe that travelers who travel along the Indus River to China and left their mark on the stones. But now we are discovering settlements and agricultural fields around this area. And then we are also finding settlements on the major passes connecting South Asia with Central Asia and beyond. So some of these rock art sites are along the lords on the Indus River, where people were used to cross in the past. And these rock art, including imagery from, it has a wide variety of imagery, including religious and secular imagery. And these are dated from prehistoric times, at least 10,000 years from today to almost 200 years or 300 years before present. Most of these rock arts, as Dr. Saab, DGC Pack has mentioned, of the 50,000 rock gardens, most of them are Buddhist in nature. And they have, these have been elaborately documented by the German Archaeological Mission working in this region from 1980s until 2013. And we have redocumented them with the help of our areas. Within this region, we are also finding settlements. So these are large settlements, very large settlements that could house hundreds of people. And with these settlements are actively being vandalized or illegally excavated by the local people. Within these settlements or around these settlements, we are finding agricultural lands. So these are ancient agricultural terraces. We think that some of them are dated to 1500 years before present, and they are near to the river valleys or small valleys within the main Indus River Valley. It is here that we believe that we will find evidence of exchange of plants or cereals from China to Pakistan. It still needs to be excavated. So we are documenting rock art in the region, and we are redocumenting some of the rock art that has been already published by the German Archaeological Mission. So this is a very beautiful pagoda, a Chinese style pagoda in northern area where we have documented. Some of the specimens of the Chinese architecture are Chinese pagoda coming from the northern areas. And these are the 4 specimens that I believe are linked with the introduction of the pagoda architecture in China. I believe that the Chinese architects used the models developed in Gandhara for the development of the pagoda architecture in China. So within these rock carvings, we are also finding Chinese inscriptions. So you can see Chinese inscriptions. There are dozens, perhaps half, 1.5 dozen inscriptions coming from northern University. And there is evidence of the Tang Dynasty, the most prosperous empire of the ancient China, of trading in horse. So we should not forget that the Silk Route has its basis in the trading of the horses. So Farhana said horses की travel होती थी Central Asia से China. So the Silk Route has its origin in this trade, and these are some of the evidence of the Chinese Tang Dynasty style horses. Within this region, we are finding extensive evidence of animal breeding, animal keeping, and also agriculture. So we have agriculture implements from grapes, and we have also from settlements the shearer, बाल काटने के लिए उससे वो धागे बनाते थे और धागे से कपड़े बनाते थे और शीप को काटने के लिए. And within this area, we are also finding evidence of cloth building, warfare, and personal jewelry coming up in this region. These are all, this material is coming not from excavation, from proper excavation, but from illegal excavation, vandalization of some of the sites that I have been. And these sites were very rich. We have been receiving reports and we have seen material culture in gold. तो ये बहुत दूर के इलाके हैं, बहुत सिक्योरिटी है, आप आसानी से यहाँ नहीं पहुँच सकते. बट वहाँ भी जो आर्कियोलॉजिकल साइट्स हैं they are full of these goals. So from where they were getting this gold, एक तो है कि इंडस उनके पास था तो इंडस से निकाले थे, लेकिन this gold, this prosperity goal also, the presence of gold also identified the prosperity of the people. So they got their prosperity from the Silk routes that passed from South Asia into Central Asia and beyond. And then there are some of these groups coming up from these excavations. These are very elaborate, with elaborate design, with elaborate craftsmanship. So some of the material, for example, material for this, it comes from Gujarat in India, and it travels all the way to China. So thousands and thousands of face beads are discovered for this. We also have a lot of metal objects that are closely linked to some tradition in Pakistan. And then we have the Buddhist art coming up. So the Buddhist art and architecture was very vivid. So we have evidence of Buddhist sculptures coming up from settlements in northern India as well. Then we have the trade through cities. So these arts, they come from the site known as Bambur. आपका ठट्टा इलाका जो है कराची के साथ वहाँ पे रोड थी, and people from China would come over there. These are the evidence of the Chinese people or the Chinese trade coming to this area some 1300, 1400 years ago. We are also getting some of the evidence of the Chinese presence in Sri Lanka. We have lots and lots of material coming from the coast of cloth on the Sri Lankan coast from this region. And then there are the Chinese porcelain. elitist object था, elite के लिए होता था, and it traveled all over the world. It was very difficult to gain access to the technology involved in the production of porcelain, and the porcelain technology was kept very secret for a very, very long time by the Chinese. Some of the ceramics coming from China. Then there are multi-language inscriptions coming up from एक ही करके में 3-4 languages लिखी हुई है. So you can see the Chinese script over there, and then the dragon, which is the evidence of the Chinese craftsmanship in Sri Lanka, was found over there. So this brings us again to the BRI. The BRI connects people, but it is based on historical linkages. So the Belt and Road Initiative is based on historical facts. As the Silk routes prospered in the past, I believe that the Belt and Road Initiative is going to be successful. It is going to be successful for the whole of South Asia. So to conclude this talk, China and South Asia have a very long history of interaction from prehistoric times to the present. We have been interacting possibly in the prehistoric thousands and thousands of years ago, and we think that this interaction will continue for thousands and thousands of years in the future if we survive. Environmental technology. And then some of these major series that we know are using in our part of the world has its beginning in China, and the major religion, Buddhism, which is one of the major religions in the world, and it exists in the Far East, Japan and Korea, is because of the religious practices and ideas that developed in Central Asia and in Pakistan. So through these Silk routes, ideas, material culture, artistic tradition, and people moved from China and vice versa. So we were going to China, and the Chinese people were coming to us. So we are has the potential to make its predecessor, the ancient Silk route, to recreate similar movements of goods, ideas, art, and people to the present. However, these aspects are not yet being studied systematically and in depth. And there is a lot of scope for students like you or me to study them in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I must take this opportunity to thank the students for their questions and for being here. I hope that you are all not forced by your peers of your teachers to be here and that you have learned something from here. I'm very much thankful to our friend, Mr. Jan Eastian, for organizing or for being the brand behind all the events that we are conducting. I'm also thankful to our colleague from the Hebei Academy of Fine Arts for collaborating with us and for making it a successful event. I'm also thankful to the Beijing University of Technology and their staff for coming all the way from China and for sharing their conference over here. I must admit that I'm very much thankful to my teachers, especially Prof.DrMZahir, Professor Bulrahi, Professor Mohammad Ghali, Dr. Fakir, and my inspiration, Professor Dr. Muhammad for gracing this occasion and for coming to here. I'm also very thankful to my buddy, my friend, my very close friend and colleague, Dr. Siddharth and Dr. Zohar. Thank you for coming over here. I'm also very much thankful to the Department of History, Art and Cultural Heritage, to my colleague, Dr. Kiran and team members. I cannot name you individually, but I'm very much thankful to all of you for coming together and making it a successful event. Thank you very much. I'm also thankful to our students for producing some of the works that are presentable to dignitaries that we presented today to the Minister. I am very much proud of you and I am very much proud of my teachers. Thank you very much. I'm also